Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.18. Earlier today, it looked like XRP was about to start breaking out, and then it came right back down with Bitcoin. And if you look at the 1 week, you could see how we're going sideways right now, waiting for the next leg up. But there is so much doom and gloom around XRP right now. I see a lot of articles. XRP, will it ever recover back to $3 again? Things like that. I gotta assure you, a breakout is absolutely coming. Right now, we are still following Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is sitting just under 91K. It also looked like it was about to break out earlier today as well, before it came crashing down. You know, it's like this market, it's delay after delay. And all we're waiting for is that breakout to begin. But people are getting frustrated waiting for it to happen. But I'm telling you, it is going to be worth the wait. Once that breakout starts, wait till you see the excitement in this space. Everybody was hoping it would happen by the end of November. Now everybody's already talking about December. But we were waiting for this to happen for months now. Every time XRP looked bullish, right away some real-world event happened, bringing down Bitcoin. And Bitcoin took down the rest of the market with it. Everybody's calling market manipulation right now as well. I think what's really going on is the OG Bitcoin holders are selling off, and I think the institutions are buying as they're selling. Eventually, that will subside, and Bitcoin will start its ascent upward, taking the rest of the market with it. And here's the Fear and Greed Index. It's at 20 now. So it looks like the fear is starting to disappear. And I think the reason for that is people are now realizing that even though we had that major crash happen, that it's not the end of the world. Nothing changed in this space. All that happened was the market crashed and it started to come back up. Now we're just waiting for the next leg up. XRP on the verge of 13% Santa rally breakout, but do not get too comfortable. Like I said, everybody's now looking at December because the end of the month is here. But what they're saying is this kind of behavior usually tells traders that the market is not rejecting upside. It simply is not ready to hand it out yet. The setup looks a lot like what you would often see before a major market rise, which is where the 13% Santa rally angle comes from. Like I said, the market always looks bullish for XRP. I said it all throughout this entire year. I said, look at it. It's the greatest chart in all of crypto right now. You could see the breakout coming. But when is the market going to let it happen? That's what we're waiting on. Odds of XRP having a positive return by the end of the year is now at 69%. So that is rising as well. People are starting to feel very optimistic about a breakout happening this month as well, in December. But hey, the end of the month is not here yet. Who knows? Maybe by Sunday, the breakout will begin, because it's going to come out of nowhere when it happens. All of a sudden, you're going to look at your phone, and XRP is going to be on a rip. And it's going to move very fast to the upside when it happens. Analyst Paul Goldeagle says XRP is now where Ethereum was in 2017 before a 20x explosion. So we see people, they always like to look at XRP versus Tesla, versus Amazon, versus Ethereum, versus the 2017-18 run for XRP. Right now, it does look like XRP is following the 2017-2018 run. Nothing has changed with that, except it seems like it's been a longer delay for the breakout to happen. But a 20x return is definitely possible for XRP. I see people now calling for like $300 by the end of this year. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. You got to remember, market structure is not going to happen this year. It's not going to hit the president's desk until January. So we're still waiting on that. Ripple, it doesn't look likely that they're going to get their banking license by the end of 2025. That will most likely happen early 2026 as well. So what do we have to rely on? XRP drying up on the over-the-counter desk and dark pools, leading to scarcity, leading to ETF filers turning to exchanges for XRP. That could be the catalyst that gets things going. Let's hope that happens by the end of this year. Analyst says XRP is testing everyone's patience and majority is folding under pressure. I've seen some diamond hands, people that I've seen in this space for years now, giving up on XRP all of a sudden. I don't know if they're saying what they're saying because it's trendy to say it, or if it gathers views for them to be saying negative things about XRP. One thing is for sure, though, this is testing your patience. If you could make it through this, you can make it through anything. I always said, if once you get used to the dips, you will get to the finish line because your patience is going to get stronger along the way. Analyst says XRP is not bearish in the slightest. Not everyone is a doom and gloomer in the XRP space. Some people, they actually realize that XRP is not bearish at all. You look at that chart, it's showing you the buildup for the breakout to begin. All you got to do is be here when it happens. I see so many people wanting to sell and then buy back in later also. That is the worst idea that you could possibly have. I'm telling you, when XRP goes, it's going to happen without warning. You're not going to see some crazy news that gets XRP going. It's just going to happen. And most people are not prepared for it as well because they're so stuck in that negativity that when it finally does happen, right away, the first thing they're going to think, oh, it's going to come right back down. Don't worry. And they're going to sell way too soon because everybody is going to be calling the top. You got to ignore all of that. You have to have your own game plan if you want to make it in this space. ETFs have only a few options to buy XRP, and escrow isn't one of them. I see a lot of people saying that Ripple is just going to sell the escrow to these ETF filers like Franklin Templeton and Canary and so on. So Chad Steingraber argued that XRP ETFs cannot purchase XRP from Ripple's escrow under current U.S. rules. This restriction stemmed from the 2023 court ruling in the Ripple vs. SEC case. Notably, the court stated that Ripple's institutional sales of XRP under contracts constituted unregistered securities offerings. However, programmatic sales on public exchanges were not securities offerings. Ripple has since received a waiver allowing it to raise capital from accredited investors, but this does not restore the ability to sell XRP directly to institutional buyers. As a result, institutional investors and ETF issuers must source XRP from the open market, not from Ripple. So they're not going to be buying it from Ripple directly. And Vincent Van Code said the same thing here. Don't forget, the ETF fund managers cannot buy XRP directly from Ripple, and hence its escrow, due to the court injunction. It must be blind sale open market. That means the market. So we will see a slight period where the prices may not move sharply as Ripple sells its monthly escrow on open market on par with demand volume from the ETFs. But Ripple will only sell what it needs. It too doesn't want to pay capital gains tax on its XRP sales and prefers to keep it in escrow. So think about like this. What we're going to witness on the 1st of December is Ripple is going to release 1 billion tokens. Most likely, they're going to end up locking back 700 million of that XRP again. If they don't, then we'll have a better idea on the demand for these ETFs as well. We got to see what happens on the 1st. But Ripple cannot sell the escrow to ETF issuers. And a lot of people said Ripple Prime will prevent the XRP supply shock. Ripple Prime does not prevent the supply shock. In fact, it accelerates and amplifies it in the medium to long term. Ripple Prime acts as a highly efficient institutional on-ramp over the desk plus prime brokerage that allows ETF issuers and large funds to buy massive amounts of XRP quickly, cleanly, and in a regulated way. Instead of these purchases hitting public exchanges and causing immediate violent price spikes, they are absorbed off exchange through Ripple Prime. This creates the illusion of calm in the short term, but it dramatically reduces the actual circulating supply even faster. So why Ripple Prime makes the supply shock worse? ETFs must buy real XRP. Every dollar flowing into the new spot XRP ETFs, Franklin Templeton, and so on, forces the issuers to acquire actual XRP and lock it in custody. Ripple Prime is the main pipeline. Most of these large block purchases are executed via Ripple Prime's over-the-counter desk, meaning the XRP is pulled directly from liquidity providers and sent straight to cold storage. It never returns to exchanges. Exchange reserves are already collapsing. Circulating XRP on exchanges has hit a 12-month low and continues to drop 1 to 3 million XRP per day. So Ripple Prime is essentially going to create supply shock even quicker. So there's a good chance that we are going to see scarcity most likely by the middle of November. It could be a very Merry Christmas for XRP holders. And I really like the idea of that. People are freaking out over CoinShares withdrawing their XRP ETF filing, but they're missing the entire plot. This isn't bearish at all. Small issuers step aside when bigger players are about to dominate a market. And XRP's ETF lane is filling with heavyweights like 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree, Fidelity, and BlackRock. But BlackRock is not in yet. Weak hands exit. Serious institutions enter. The stage is getting cleared for XRP's real ETF era. I agree with that. I think CoinShares most likely pulled out. They probably figured there's way too much congestion already in the ETF space. Maybe they will reconsider down the road. But I don't look at it as a very big deal. And Franklin Templeton pulled in another 79 million XRP for Franklin Templeton's ETF. The available supply will run out faster than many people think. That's 3 day numbers, and they're spectacular. 76,001,343 XRP in 3 days. And this doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon. But like I said at the beginning of this video, right now, XRP is sitting here at $2.18. And it looks horrible right now. People are like, oh, XRP is in the red once again. It's such a dead coin, blah, blah, blah. When the breakout begins, you better be holding XRP. You look at the 1 week and you could see it building for the next move up. And when that next move comes, there's a chance we could shoot right over $3 very quick. Always be prepared for the breakout to happen. It's gonna come out of nowhere. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.